This is Duke University.
At Duke University, engaging through service means applying our intellectual, human, and material resources to help alleviate global, national, as well as local challenges. Duke has numerous activities, courses, and initiatives that allow faculty, staff, students, and alumni to work in the service of our partner communities.
Outside of Duke, I spend a lot of time with a nonprofit organization called Yoga for Youth, and we bring the tools of yoga and meditation to underserved youth, particularly at-risk youth. And so I'm the regional coordinator for that national organization here in the area.
For me, SAF really brings together that sort of academic, personal, and spiritual selves. And I think we do that for other young people too, just helping them reflect on their own experience, feeling proud of your experience, and also sort of naming those issues of oppression and privilege that we all experience and figuring out what to do with them.
One Sunday at a lunch after church, my kids said to me, "Isn't it about time for the crop hunger walk?" And I checked, and they said, "Well, nobody seemed to want to lead it this year, so we aren't doing it." I says, "Oh yes, we are." And the rest is history. I eventually got invited onto the Crop Hunger Walk Steering Committee, which I've served on for about 15 years now.
I worked with Seeds. I'm not on the board of Seeds, which is the nonprofit in town that works with inner city kids and teaches them to garden and all about gardening. But at the same time, it provides them an area where they can develop as people. We find kids that come in that are quite shy, very eager to learn that food doesn't come saran wrapped everywhere and it actually grows in the ground. They evolve into a different person who is proud of what they're doing and can stand up in front of 300 people and talk about it. So it's a process that I found very fulfilling.
How do you create a very effective service program, not just for the volunteers, but also for the communities we're serving? Because I think that is one of the issues we face as American organizations, is how can we really document the impact we're having on the local community, especially in foreign countries. And so I wanted to really design something that could tangibly, reduce the dropout rate. And if that was going to occur, then that would also benefit the volunteers who are serving. So yeah, sports was something that I saw as a universal language, kind of a glue that can bring these people together that ordinarily would never interact.
One of the things that really struck me was that my own department had never granted a PhD to an African American, ever. And I ended up writing a series of 4 articles on minorities in engineering. And it sort of just got me going on this, and then I became director of a center, I became director of graduate studies, I got a training grant to support students, and then I just got going on this and just grew.
The experiences that were most formative to me at Duke were those experiences from my first conversation with President Sanford that helped me to understand that the essential lesson of leadership is that it isn't about me. It is the role and goal of leadership is about serving others. It's about the subordination of self in service to others. I have just been blessed to be in a position in my career so many times to understand the intersection of data and social service to make a difference. I've never really thought of myself as being in the business of insurance. I've always thought of myself as being in the business of serving others and using the data that flows from the insuring transaction to inform our work.
Service learning courses particularly are so valuable because you have the opportunity to A, get some academic credit so you can lighten your load as a student a little bit, B, stay engaged in a community in a very visceral way if you're doing community service, but then always those kinds of courses take into account structural factors. And as part of that, we worked with the Hidden Voices program in Durham, which is working to sort of elevate the voices of people who are caught up in the school-to-prison pipeline, who are victim to racial prejudices and racial discrimination within the school system, who are caught up in out-of-school suspensions or expulsions. And And it was wonderful because I had the chance to learn about something, to get academic credit for doing so, and to consider how to do structural advocacy and visibility work that ultimately can maybe solve that problem or at least make the burden lighter.
I think we've just begun to unearth and uncover the richness of civic engagement that are part of so many people's lives at Duke.
Produced by Duke University. Online at duke.edu.